Hi friends, here is a very interesting perception that India is rising globally but declining regionally in South Asia. How does it happen? This is a complete paradoxical. You must have heard in Desi language that संसार में जिसके बड़े नाम हैं, पूरी दुनिया में जिसके बड़े नाम हैं, वो अपनी गलियों में पिछवाड़े पड़ोसियों के बीच बदनाम क्यों हैं? Anyway, this is mere narrative and perception. It needs to be examined. So let us examine it now. At the outset, first about how does India grow globally? Here are 4 or 5 points. Let us see one by one. First is India rising in geopolitics. And first aspect is India has a robust economy. Robust economy alone itself is enough evidence that India is rising at the global level. Can you imagine what India was in 1947? One of the poorest country in the world. Today, one of the richest country in the world. How did it happen? From 47 to now, from poorest to the richest one? It shows that India is rising. Then, when India got independence, it got it along with around 100 more colonies. Where are they? India is only one amongst them which has reached to this height. So is India rising? Whatever India has got the position, sorry, it is in a very short span of time, that's 75 years. 75 years is not a very long time for a nation to come from one extreme to the other extremes. And that too, India has come to this level, that too without any mercy of any big powers, unlike China. And also, the milestones India crossed it was very, very complicated and full of roadblocks, and each step is humiliation from all corners. This was a fact. Now, this is all about the first point. Second is India rising in global partnership, diplomatic outreach. You know, India is the member of Group 20, BRICS, SCO, and as a special guest, India has been attending to Group 7. It all highlights India's significance, that too without being a permanent member of UN Security Council. This is the reality. So this is about the second point. Now third is geostrategic. India stands at central position in the Indo-Pacific region, Indo-Pacific zone. And this is a theater that's pivotal to global strategic stability. It's very important. So has USA asked India in Quad to encounter China. So is it the region that USA is so keen to accommodate India's almost all strategic interest. This is not a Mehrmani. India deserves it. Anyway, another point is reforms, economic reforms, then computer technology reforms, then electronic reforms. All these reforms have enabled India to play a vital role in economic globalization. You can imagine, India is sitting on the height, bilateral trade. See, around 500 to 600 billion dollars, India has bilateral trade only with 3 partners, China, USA and European Union. Others cannot imagine it. Around 600 is a very big amount. That's why India is a 4th largest foreign reserves, 5th largest in economy in terms of nominal GDP. And total GDP is around $4 trillion. Fifth position, you are aware. That India is third largest in economy in terms of GDP, PPP, purchasing power parity. This is a special position India has got it. Here India has a total GDP, 9.5 trillion is a huge amount India has in PPP. There's a difference between nominal and PPP. Yardstick only difference. Besides, India has got a special balancing position, balanced position. This is a special one for India. Lot of appreciation is there worldwide. Despite India is not joining any of the groups, any of the alliance, still India is standing with its own importance. Anyway, this is all about global rise. In nutshell, India is rising by means of its own ability, qualifications. No mehrbani, as I said. It is not lesser a miracle to me, to the country. Yes, accession to global stage is undeniable. We cannot deny it. At the same time, decession in region too is undeniable. Both are undeniable. Up also, down also, both are the reality. How does it? See, the global south is almost stepped out of India's hand. India is just a formal one. It's known as China plus Group 77 is a part of global south. Then Russia, where is Russia now? Russia is slowly, gradually distancing from India. And West, America, Europe, all, they are giving shelter to Khalistani terrorists. India's Khalistani terrorists, they got shelter there in Canada, in USA, in Australia, in England, all such countries. And also that India's per capita income is very low. Then Human Development Index, again almost last. Hunger World Index, again almost last. Economic equality, inequality, and employment. All it is in global terms, not in regional terms. All it sounds very nice. However, here it also lies a paradoxical reality of regional declines. This is a fact. One way you are going up, and other way going down. So paradoxes. Now let us see about India's declines in its own backyard, in its own neighborhood. So this is all about how India is rising. Now I will talk on how India is declining. Now let us see about India's decline in the region of South Asia. We all are aware of India's strained relationship with Pakistan, Nepal, Sri Lanka and Maldives. Then ongoing border dispute for long time, since long time with China. Then instability with Afghanistan and Myanmar. Then distancing Bangladesh and Bhutan from India. All this is a fact. All such disturbing instances of evidence of India's waning influence in the region. This is a fact, it had to be. Anyway, here a question arises. Why all such dichotomy happen here now? That too at a time, rising one way, up, declining down, that also is a fact. How these paradoxes happen here now only? This is a big question. There are certain, in fact, compelling factors which force this kind of up and rise. How so? Here are two factors I would like to cite before you. First one is geopolitical. Second one is the regional factors. Geopolitical means that geopolitics shifted from South Asia to Indo-Pacific zone. This had happened. We can understand now in sequence the events. Then what happened? US withdrawal from Afghanistan, then also again withdrawal from Pakistan, and then finally US withdrawal was from whole of South Asia. This was the best opportunity for China because US withdrawal had created a vacuum, geopolitical vacuum. And China was looking for this kind of opportunity to come down to South Asia with all preparations. That is what China did it. The moment US withdrawn from this side, South Asia, China came down. So for the first time, China arrived in South Asia with all preparations and policies to control the situations in their own favor. It had some kind of implications on India also. This had happened. What happened? India was exposed. India's diminishing relative power vis-a-vis China. It was exposed. Then it led to India's loss of primacy in South Asia. India lost its superiority, primacy in South Asia. So is India no longer a consequential power in its own neighborhood. This is all about the first aspect, geopolitical. Now the last aspect is a regional factor. Here are 2 points are there. First one is neighbors welcome China as a suitable hedge against India. Second is they also find an alternate choice for bargain between India and China. Anyway, this is all about India's rising globally and India's declining regionally. This is all about it. Now let us see 4 or 5 points are there for analysis. What are the points? First one is India's global rise and regional decline is deeply perplexing paradoxes. This is one. Second is India has middle power status, but India has globally rising mindset. So status is something down, but the mindset is very high. Here might be this problem. Then and a third one is such dichotomy has profound implications on India's global aspirations. This is also a fact. However, yet no roadblock ahead. It does not mean that India's roadblock is there and India can go there. It cannot be happen. So therefore, this was the reality. Anyway, what is the road? What is the way? So here what we say, there are ways through which India can go and to again re-establish its relationship with the neighbors. So how it can be? So first of all, that development-centric diplomacy India should start. Second is collaborative projects where all are together. Neighbors and India can together to have projects, development projects. Then focusing SAARC and BIMSTEC. This is a regional organization. Okay, this is the way India can go ahead. Now finally, India's major plus point is there. What is the major plus point? That India and the neighbors have common history and common culture. If common culture is there, common history is there, then how long these neighbors should be away from India? Today or tomorrow they will have to come back to their own home, family. We all are family here in the South Asia. Chinese are fishing here in the troubled water. This is the problem. But this will not go long time. This is my gut feeling. Anyway, Chinese diplomacy is based on date trap. And India's diplomacy is based on brotherhood. So brotherhood always wins over the money factor. This is what I understand. Therefore, India definitely would be a winner today and tomorrow, not only at the global level, but also in the region. That's all my video. Nice of you. Thank you very much to each and every one of you.